Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how are you out there? Thanks. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm here in Southern California. Here is sunny and mild weather. Let's see who's in my chat right now. No, nobody. So far, I got two people watching. Nobody's in the side chat. Now, I'll wait. Oh, well, just going to read some Shakespeare poetry. Here we go. As fast as thou shalt wane, so fast thou growest in one of thine from that which thou departest, departest, and the fresh blood which youngly thou bestowest, thou mightst call thine when thou from youth convertest, hearing lives of wisdom, beauty, and increase. Without this folly, age, and cold decay, a forward-minded soul, the time should cease. And three score years will make the world away. Let those whom nature hath not made for store, harsh, featureless, and rude barely perish. Whom she best endowed, she gave them more, which bounteous gift thou shalt, and bounty cherish. She carved thee for real, for her seal, and meant thereby thou shalt print more, not let that copy die. Hey, hello, Jojo, how are you? Now we're going to read a chapter of A Tale of Two Cities. Chapter first, and tomorrow we'll read chapter uh, 2. Okay? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. It was a season of light. It was a season of darkness. It was a spring of hope. It was a winter of despair. We had everything for us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on a receipt for good or, or for evil in the superlative degree or comparison only. There were a king with a large jaw and a queen with a plain face on the throne of England. There were a king with a large jaw and a queen with a fair face on the throne of France. And both queen with face and throughout France and both countries, it was clearer than crystal to the lords of state, reserves of loaves of fish of flashes. The things in general were settled. It was a year of our Lord, 1700, 775. Spiritual revelations were conceived to England at the favorite period at this. Mrs. Southcott had recently attained her 25th blessed birthday, of whom prophetic private in the life of God had heralded the sublime appearance by announcing that arrangements were made for the swallowing up of London and Westminster. Even the Cook Lane ghost had been laid only in the ground a dozen years after rapping out its messages as the spirits of this very year last supernaturally deficient originality rapped theirs. Their messages and earthly or other events had lately come to the English crown, and people from Congress of British studies in America, which strange relate, have proved more important to the human race than any communication yet received, though any of the chickens of the Cook Lane broad. So France, less favored on the whole as to matters spiritual than her sister of the shield and trident, rolled with exceeding smoothness downhill, making paper money and spending it. Under the guidance of a Christian pastor, she entertained herself beside guidance with such human achievements as sentencing a youth have his hands cut off, his tongue torn out with pincers, his body burned alive, because he had not kneeled down the ring to honor to a dirty procession of monks which passed within his view at a distance of some 60, or about 50 or 60 yards. It is likely enough that rooted in the woods of France and Norway, they were grown trees when the sufferer was, was put to death, always marked by the workman. Eh, Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one thing book to read. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. You know, we all should read and stop with the drama of what is happening. I think if we read more, I think it will enrich our minds. Oh, hi, Demi. How are you? I'm here. I noticed nobody was live, so I went live. Oh, I'm doing good, thanks. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was gonna watch the chicken the can die today, but oh yeah, that was the only one Japan. Next was on. CJ was on this morning. I don't know who else was on. Evil Late might come out live later. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hey, hello, Carla. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. Let's see. Well, here's my of Tales and Ghosts, and Halloween is coming. Oh, I'm doing fine, Carla. Thank you. Let's see what we got to see here. Oh, here's this one. Here's one of my favorite stories. Hmm, okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's called Ghosts and Prince. Starts like this. My wife Jill and I were driving home from a friend's party late one evening in early May. It was a beautiful night with a full moon. We were laughing, discussing the party when the engine started to call. The emergency light went on. We had reached the railroad crossing, where, according to a local legend, a school bus full of children had stopped on the tracks right in front of an upcoming freight train. Everyone on board the bus had been killed, and the ghosts of the children were reported to haunt the intersection, protecting people from danger. Not wanting to repeat of the train crash, I hit the gas pedal, trying to get our car safely across the tracks before it broke down completely. But the dead blank car wouldn't cooperate. It stalled in the dead center of the railroad tracks. Suddenly, the railroad signal started flashing, and a bright light appeared. A little way down the track, bearing down on our car, I turned the key and hit the gas pedal again and tried to get the car started. Hurry up, Jim. The train's coming. My wife began to panic. Yeah, it looks like it happened like in the 40s, 30s. One picture of the car here. I immediately broke into a sweat and I tried the engine again and nothing. We have to get out. I yelled to Joe, reaching for the door handle. I can't, we shouted. Desperately, she was struggling with her seatbelt. We've been having trouble with it recently. She struck more than once. If I had to help her get it undone, I threw myself across the stick. She had been fought with a recalcitrant seatbelt. My hands were shaking and sweat poured down my body as I felt the rumble of the approaching train. It had seen us, and I was whistling sharply. I risked a quick glance over my shoulder. The engine was trying to slow down, but he was close to stop before he hit us. I redoubled my efforts. Suddenly, the car was given a sharp move from behind. Jill and I both gasped. I fell into her lap as the car started to roll forward slowly at first, then gaining speed. The back cleared, and perhaps just seconds before the train passed. As the car rolled to stop on the far side of the tracks, the engineer struck his head out of the window of the engine, waved his levelers, shouting something nasty at us for scaring him. Though that was close. Yo, Kev, I struggle. Oh, okay. It's not good. Okay, how about that? Is it better now? Yep, that's what it was. Strange. Okay, okay. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. How's this? How's the audio now? Is it better now? Yeah, I just changed headphones. Okay. So, lost the page, but I'll. All right. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Carla. Okay. Okay. Better. How are you? Yeah. So I went like this. So right where I left out. Okay, I'm gonna start here. Suddenly, okay, I got it. Suddenly, the car was given a sharp shove from behind. Joe and I both gasped. I I felt into I felt into her lap as the car started to roll forward, slowly at first, then gaining speed. The back end cleared the tracks just a second before the train rolled past. As the car rolled to a stop on the side of the tracks, side of the side of the tracks, the engineer stuck his head out of the window. The engine waved his doubtless shouting something nasty at us for us scaring him. Though that was close, Joe. Yes. And I struggled upright, And how did you get the car moving? I didn't said someone must have helped us. I jumped out of the front door on the driver's side and ran back to the track to thank our rescuer. In bright light moonlight, I searched the area looking for the person who had pushed our car out of the path of the train. There was no one there. I called out several times, but no one answered. After a few minutes, struggle with her seatbelt, she finally freed herself and joined me. Where is he? She asked. There's no one here, I replied, puzzled. Maybe he's just shy about being thanked, Jill said. She raised her voice. Thank you, whoever you are, she called. The wind picked up a little, swirling around us, painting our hair and shoulders like the soft touch of a child's hand. I shivered, I shivered and hugged my wife tightly to me. We had almost died tonight, and I was grateful to be alive. Yes, thank you, I repeated loudly to our mystery rescuer. As we turned back to our stall vehicle, I pulled out of my cell phone recently to call for a tow truck outside. I stopped suddenly, staring at the back of our car. Jim, look. I stared at our vehicle, and ice scattered in several places across the back of our car were glowing handprints. They were small handprints, the kind that adorn the walls of elementary schools of all over the country. I started shaking as I realized that the truth of our car had been pushed off the tracks by the ghosts of the schoolchildren killed at this very location. The wind swept around us again, and I thought I heard an echo of childish whisper. You're welcome, as the wind patted my shoulders and arms. Then it died down, and handprints faded from the back of the car. Jill and I clung together for a moment in both terror and joy. Finally, I released her and she got into the car. Now I'll call the local garage to come and give us a total home. Yep. Yes, I have. Well, yes, this is something that it's a story that I like to tell. But tomorrow I'm gonna have some stories. We're gonna find out some more stories. But let's see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thanks, Debbie. It's from a book I got here on Tall Tales. No, it's called the book is called. Let's see. It's called Spooky. It's called Spooky Campfire Tales. The book. Yeah, yeah. It's stories from all over the country. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't think I want to. Hey, hello, Jakey. How are you? Okay, so I read some more stories, some more of these stories. The Werewolf's Bride. She had a fight. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see if I can find other stories online so I can see. I'm gonna Google some. It's take me a few minutes. Talk among yourselves. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, this is a story. I found, I found David. I found a story of the cemetery Rosie O'Kay visited several months ago on her trip down to Tijuana. I'm gonna try to copy it or something. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hope you guys can hear me without when I hear it. It's called Pride to place in my hometown of Tijuana back in the 1930s. Streets that I used to walk on as a kid. Same places I used to go around. It goes like this here in the story. Oh, okay. Because I was at another. You couldn't hear me because I was at another page. That's why. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to copy that one. Copy that one and put it in a piece of paper so I can read it out loud. Because this is a really good story. Let me see if I can. Okay, okay, okay. I can read it, okay? Because it's a pretty good story. It's not very, well, it's not very long, but it's that. Let me tell you right now, okay? Every city, every city has legends surrounding their cemeteries, and Tijuana is no exception. Okay, can you hear that? Did you hear that when I read it? Okay. 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 Here goes. Every city has legends surrounding their cemeteries, and Tijuana is no exception. The story takes place at the Panteón Municipal Número Uno, known as locally as Panteón de Puerta Blanca, or the White Gate Cemetery. Sometime in the 1940s, a wealthy merchant's daughter, Enriqueta Gil, fell in love with a boy who was below her social class. The young woman's father disapproved of this new boyfriend and forbade her from seeing him. Enriqueta and the boy were to be married, and the edicts of the father devastated the young woman. Without her true life, she languished for years and became ill and eventually died. Her family buried Enriqueta in a beautiful grave in the White Gate Cemetery, which attracts visitors to this day because of the legends associated with this tragic story. Over the decades, many people have reported seeing the ghost of a woman dressed in white and in around the cemetery. Taxi drivers, especially, have had alleged encounters with the spirit of lovelorn Enriqueta. One night in the year 1951, a taxista, which is a cab driver in Spanish, was driving his cab on the outskirts of the cemetery when he observed a young woman dressed in white, dressed in white, standing in front of the main gate. So he so he stopped his taxi and offered the service. The woman accepted and told him to take her to the house of located on Fifth Street. Upon arrival, she explained to the taxi driver that she had no money, but that she could leave him a ring as a guaranteed, so he could return collect his fare from her father. The next day, the taxi driver returned to that beautiful house on Fifth Street and asked about his passenger from the night before. The young woman's father, who answered the door, was very upset, thinking it was a joke. But the taxi driver, but it should show him his daughter's ring, leaving him amazed. When questioning the taxi driver about the ring, the driver explained what had happened to the young woman. He picked up in the cemetery, detailing her characteristics, which coincided with those of the girl depicted so beautifully in the photographs that the father showed him. Other drivers who have also driven to Enriqueta to her house on Fifth Street point out the young woman's borrows her jacket. Says sense says it is very cold. But when they return the next day for their pay and the jacket, they are taken with a terrible surprise of Enriqueta's death, and their jacket is always hung inside the girl's bedroom. In one in one in one of the in one telling of this legend, a few hours after a sunset, a young man named Juan Zarate, a newcomer from Tijuana from the state of Jalisco, got out of his truck near the White Gate Cemetery, and he spotted a young woman standing a few yards away from the entrance. She was very beautiful with curly black hair, her, and she wore a white dress with red rose on her chest. She asked Juan if he could accompany her to her house. Juan agreed to walk with the woman, thinking that she was afraid to walk alone at that time of night. They both started walking, but when they reached the gate of the main entrance of the cemetery, the woman stopped, and Juan could see that the gate was locked. However, Juan was distracted for a few seconds, and when he turned back to the gate, he observed the woman in white inside the cemetery, even though the entrance was still locked. Nothing he saw her, the young woman held her hands to Juan and said, "This is my house, come with me." She started pulling him by the arms. Juan struggled to get away and ran without stopping until he reached the house where he lived with his cousin on Calle Juarez. The poor young man went weeks without being able to speak due to what had happened. Meanwhile, the legend of the beautiful Enriqueta lives on. Yes, it's hey, hi Marilyn Mike. Yes, it's a good, cool story. It's that's a cemetery. Rosie O'Kelly. It was a ghost story. Marilyn Mike. Rosie O'Kelly visited that cemetery when she was on Tijuana. She even has if you go to her channel, she's outside and she's a live stream from that cemetery. If you go to one of it, find it, yeah. If you want to channel, to that same gate, she's at that cemetery, and that cemetery, it's right about oh my God, it's right about let's see, it's about several blocks away. I'll say about several blocks away from the U.S. border. From the U.S. border, it's several blocks away, and it connects to a old road called Dario Margot. Yeah, that's in Enriqueta, the woman, the girl that had died for love because her dad didn't want didn't want her to date the poor man, the poor kid, and she died of of, of lust. And funny, that same street, I'm gonna give you guys a quiz, okay? And the story says he went to Fifth Street, Calle Quinta, Fifth Street. The story, okay. In Fifth Street, there used to be an old movie theater, okay? I'm gonna give you a quiz, okay? Yeah. Okay. How is this now? Okay, better now. I'm gonna give you a quiz, okay? I want to give you a quiz. I want to go see a movie there. I want to go see a movie there back in late 1970, back in early 1978 or 77. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give you the name of the movie. I'm gonna give you the name of three movies. Okay, we know. The first one is let's see. I'm gonna have to say okay. I'm gonna have to say Dirty Harry's The Enforcer. Okay. The second one is Rocky. The first one, the very original Rocky, and the third one is Let's see the third one. It'll be another. That you God, man, I'm supposed to be good at this. God damn it. Nobody's good at this. Okay. King Kong, the 1976 King Kong. Okay. Which movie I went to go see? Oh, you got it. You got it, damn it, Rocky. Exactly. That same street where that woman lived, that's the street, the movie theater. Yes, I went to go see. Yes, you got it. Yeah, damn it. Yeah, you got it. You know, I take that on the same street. They used to get a pizza restaurant. Had the best pizza I ever tasted. I swear. I never tasted pizza so good around there. Yeah, yeah, that's a nice, great story. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, tomorrow I'm gonna read you guys another. No, okay, that one's not there. Okay. Tomorrow I will read you guys the. Let's see. I'm gonna have to. Okay, let's. Hmm. Oh yeah, it was a great movie. I guess yeah, that's what it was. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna read you another story called The Headless Dancer. Those stories come from the hometown where I was born. Okay. Okay, man. I'm gonna go live tomorrow because I'm gonna get ready to my dinner now. Okay, but I'm gonna be because I don't because this doesn't have a microphone. That's why. That's why. This it's I'm gonna have to get some new headphones or something. But I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming, man. I'm gonna be back tomorrow to read you another scary story.